It takes a lot to raise money, and it takes a lot more to raise lots of money. Before we can really dive into the efforts that we're going to undertake to support the cause that we've chosen, we need to understand where that organization is in terms of readiness to raise funds. It takes time, staff or volunteers or both, a compelling mission, a budget, bank accounts, plans for saying thank yous, knowing how much you need to start with, and it takes prospective donors. It takes all of those things and more to raise money. And if we don't have some sense of what we've got at our disposal, it's going to be very, very hard for us to achieve our goals. What does a fundraising effort usually look like? It's often been described as a four-legged stool. So if you can imagine a stool that you would sit on with a leg coming off of each side, four different points. People use that image to describe fundraising. What makes up the legs of the stool? Well, there's the annual fund for leg number one. That's an annual fund. If you're not a fundraiser, that term may not sound familiar. That's ongoing current income for programs and services and overhead and all of the things it takes to run an organization. Those are the lots and lots of gifts that come in on a regular basis from lots of different donors. The second leg of the fundraising stool is a major gifts program. That can be the gifts of income or assets, and it's often designed around special programs or projects. It can also support ongoing operations. Often the goal is to receive unrestricted capital on an annual basis. So again, we're looking for gifts that we're going to repeat year after year, but on a larger scale. The third leg is a little different. That's called the capital campaign. And in capital campaigns, we're really looking to acquire assets. We're building buildings, purchasing equipment, building an endowment, some specific project that isn't an ongoing program or service in the same way that we're supporting through our first legs of annual giving and major gifts programs. Think of a hospital or a church building a new building, a new wing, or a soup kitchen purchasing new equipment for the kitchen. Those are often handled in terms of a capital campaign. That's an effort that goes over and beyond those first two efforts. The fourth leg of the stool is often considered to be the planned giving programs. Planned giving programs refer to estate gifts, and have sometimes been called legacy gifts in the past, although today's donors don't prefer that language as much. We're talking about wills, bequests, gifts from life insurance policies, gifts of remainder trusts or lead trusts or annuities, and we're going to talk a whole session on planned giving because it can be very, very complicated. But in the end, what you want to remember is that planned giving is the fourth leg of the stool because it's a very important source of income for nonprofits. And if your organization isn't yet involved in planned giving, it may be that that's one of the best opportunities for you to take advantage of as you design a new annual fundraising plan or a funding strategy for the future. Quick note, not all planned gifts are deferred, and what that means is not all planned gifts are only money later. You can receive money now from planned giving if you know how and when to structure the gifts, and we'll get into all of that in the future. Regardless of which leg of the stool you're going to operate in, whether it's annual fund, major gifts, capital campaign, or planned giving, a compelling fundraising argument requires a case statement. What is a case statement? Well, I can tell you what it's not. It's not the mission statement of your organization. Mission statements tell us why we do something. Case statements tell us what we're going to do and why we're doing it, and why that's important, and why we should participate as individuals receiving the information. The mission statement drives the focus of the organization, but the case statement drives the participation of the donor. An example mission statement might be, The Living History Museum provides a variety of authentic, unique, and entertaining educational experiences designed to show how American communities formed and developed in the 19th century. That's a great mission statement. It tells the organization leaders and staff and volunteers what it is they're supposed to be doing. But you might notice there's no room for the donor. There's no call to action. And that is why it's not a case statement. Now, forms of case statements don't have to be written out treatises or long epistles. Brochures, foundation proposals, appeal letters, which are fundraising letters for donors, news releases, articles in the newspapers or your own newsletter, your website, speeches given by volunteers and staff and other leaders, and even face-to-face conversations. They can all be forms of a case statement. But the key is we really need to drill down and identify what the content of our statement is. What are we doing? Why are we doing it? Why is that important? And why I need, as your audience, to participate in your effort. Depending on the scope of the statement that you're writing, pieces of the statement might include stating your mission, your goals, your objectives, what programs are involved, who's the governing board, and what their role is, who are the staff, what are the facilities, what finances are necessary, what planning for implementation and for evaluation of the project has already taken place, what history has gotten us here. All of those things are necessary. And then finally, of course, that call to action for the donor to participate. It's easy to think about a case statement and the traditional questions that we see of why do we exist? What do we want to achieve? How will we achieve it? Which methods will we use along the way, and with which audiences, both donor and beneficiary? Who will govern, measure, and evaluate what it is that we're doing? And where will they do that? And when? Case statements do serve as a call to action for donors, but they are not exclusively for external audiences. When we take the time to formulate a proper case statement as an organization, it creates internal buy-in and unity of vision among the staff and volunteers of the organization. It establishes agreement, basically, is another way to say it. It can help enlist leaders from among the staff and provide information on background that could be useful for those engaged in fundraising. And it creates a basis for the institution to evaluate and to set priorities. I would encourage each of you to take a few moments and write down your own case statement. If you're part of an organization, what's the most compelling case for your organization? If you're not, perhaps a case statement about why it is that you're looking to participate in the nonprofit sector would be a useful exercise. I wrote one of those a number of years ago, and it changed the course of my career. I'd also encourage you to watch the video that we'll add to the course website. It's a video by Seth Godin, who's sort of a marketing guru, and it's called The Tribes We Lead. And in that, Seth is going to share about how you don't have to change everyone's mind. You just have to create a group who's committed to your cause and your vision. And that is the purpose of the case statement.